Have you ever dreamt of studying abroad or moving abroad through the study route, academic route, and you don't know, you have no idea where to start? This video is going to give you a step-by-step process how you're supposed to go about it and to apply for your admission, for your scholarship if you want to apply for scholarship, and also how to pay for your tuition. If that's the kind of video you would like, keep watching. Hi guys! I know I've been lost. I know I've been away for so long. It's been a minute. It's been almost 2 years since I last posted and came here and just discussed something and posted a video that is intentional. So I am back and I'm here to stay. Thank you so much for your patience, for being there, for commenting, for subscribing. And for those who came later when I was already away, feel welcome to this channel. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. In this video, I'm going to discuss 6 steps in which you can follow to apply for studies abroad, especially for someone who is a beginner, who doesn't know where to start, how to go about it. Today is your day. Today, I'm gonna give you a guide step by step how to go about applying for studies abroad. I just want to mention that although I've been away from YouTube, I've been so much available on TikTok. I've been sharing a lot. If you want to see my day-to-day kind of activities and my posting every day, please make sure to follow me on TikTok and also on Instagram. I'm going to attach the handles on the description box. The first step is deciding and selecting your course. So the first thing you need to understand is your background from your high school, your bachelor's, your master's, if you're going for PhD, and if you're going for master's, what is your bachelor's background? And if you're going for bachelor's degree, what is your high school background? And with that, you need to relate it. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do in future? So with that, you are able to decide the course you want to pursue abroad. Next step is deciding which country do you want to go and study. Selection of country depends on several things. What excites you more? What kind of career path do you want to follow? What are your career aims and objectives? And in future, what do you want to become? So you just need internet. Get into the internet, get into your Google and Google countries that are offering the course that you decided. Let's say, for example, you want to do masters in psychology. You Google countries offering masters in psychology for international students, because that's very important. You need to put international student because of the language barrier. Some countries don't offer master's degree in English, so you have to check that. And then Google will list for you all the countries that are offering masters in psychology. So instead of psychology, put the course that you selected there. And if it's not masters, remove the masters and put bachelors. And you say countries offering bachelors in psychology, countries offering PhD in psychology, like depending on the level of education you want to move abroad to study. Once you have the list of the countries, you can see all these countries. It will list you even 20 countries. There are key things that you need to consider to select the country that you want to focus on. You can select let's say 5 countries that you might focus in applying for admissions and for scholarships. The first thing you need to understand and to check is what is the language of instruction in that country. Some countries, English is not their first language. So if you're looking for countries that are English is their first language, now you'll have to focus in UK, USA, Canada, Australia. Those are the countries you're gonna focus on. However, you can also focus on other countries that English is not their first language, but they have courses taught in English. So if these courses are taught in English, you can apply for those courses in those countries. What is the affordability of the course? Because maybe all of us cannot get scholarships. and you want to fund yourself, maybe you have some money that you have set aside that you want to pay for yourself and move abroad to study, you check now, what about the tuition fee? Which are some of the countries that have the most affordable tuition fee? And I will mention some few in Europe specifically. In Europe, we have few countries that are very cheap when it comes to tuition fee. Specifically, for example, we have Italy. In Italy, the tuition fee is very cheap for both bachelor's, master's, who are international. German as well is very cheap to study in Germany, especially if you move there, you are a resident there. It's cheap to study there. Masters in German, most of countries are free, but now you have to have your own sustenance fee. And this is what happens actually most in these countries that are affordable. You find that in these countries, the only money you need to have in your as a proof of funds is the sustenance money that you need in your account before you apply for your visa after you get your admission. So you need to check that. So I said German. Italy is also cheap. Sweden, Norway. Norway, it was free to study there as for international students, but I think they have changed their policies. I haven't Googled the latest policy, but still I think the studies to study there is cheap. It's not very expensive. Sweden the same. Also in Canada, I think Canada is possible to study as you work. So that one will give you a good loophole or a good way to gain experience as you study as international student. UK, USA is another example. In UK and in US, those are two countries which are more flexible, especially if you go there as an international student, you can work as you study, and that one gives you some opportunity to look for money to pay for your tuition fee as you study. Majority of countries in Europe allow students to work for I think a maximum of 20 hours a week. You can use it to sustain yourself and pay for your rent. Number 3 is that you need to have your documentation in order, and also if you're planning to come as a self-sponsored student or self-funding student, you need to look for the money, because once you apply, they're going to send you the tuition fee and then you need to pay immediately, and then they're going to send you now unconditional offer letter. So you need to decide what kind of funding do you need. If you need to fund yourself, you need to have your bank statement ready. You need to have that money in your account. And let's say 1.5 to 2.5 million Kenyan shillings. If you have that in your account, you can use it as a proof of fund. In some countries, they also want you to have blocked account. Like German, I know specifically if you're coming to study in Germany as an international student and you don't have a scholarship, you have to open a blocked account, German-based bank account. You put all the money there, and they are gonna be giving that money back to you every month. The stipend for you. There are several types of scholarship. We have country-based scholarships, such as DAD for German. We have Chevening. I think it's called Chevening for UK. We have Orange Knowledge Program for Netherlands. And then several other countries have their own scholarship. Every country has their own scholarship. We have merit-based scholarship, which give scholarship based on, first class. Okay, those are first class honors, and not everybody gets first class, right? So if you're a first class student, maybe you can apply for Fulbright, you can apply for essay-based scholarship and merit-based scholarships. You can even Google merit-based scholarship for international students, for Kenyan students, for African students, if you're an African, Indian students, based on your country, and they're gonna list for you all the merit-based scholarship. You need to Google scholarship for international students in Germany, for instance, or scholarship for international students in USA, scholarship for international students in Canada. Once you get all the scholarship, you need to check, are you supposed to apply for the scholarship as you apply for the course, or you're supposed to apply for the course and once you get the admission letter, because there are 2 steps. Some scholarships, once you apply for the course and you get the admission for the course, you don't need to apply for scholarship. You automatically qualify for the scholarship. However, we have other scholarship whereby you have to apply for admission letter, you get an admission letter, and you use that admission letter to apply for scholarship. And that enables you to apply for as many scholarships as possible because you have an admission letter, but you don't have funding. So you can apply for learning grant, you can apply for scholarships from different scholarship funding organizations. So in this process, as you prepare for your documentation, you have scanned all your certificates, you have scanned your transcript, you have your passport. I hope you have a passport because there's no way you are planning to come abroad and you don't have a passport. You have your passport ready. And then you need to prepare for a CV. You need to update your CV. You need to update your statement. Have one motivation letter that you can always edit it to fit the kind of course you're applying or the kind of scholarship you're applying. With one, you can always edit and rotate it to different applications. Also, be ready, because this is the part that we don't say. Be ready to apply for many opportunities. You don't just apply for one and you think that's enough. No. For me, like all the opportunities I've ever gotten, I applied for like 10 or 15, and then from all that is when you get one. So you need to be ready to apply for as many opportunities as you can qualify. And you can diversify from one country to another. And that's why I told you, you need to select the countries that you want to go and study. And in those countries now, let's say you have selected 8 countries or 5 countries. In those 5 countries, you can apply as many admissions as possible. I also forgot to say you also need to prepare a recommendation letter from your either former supervisors, former lecturers. So you need to have 2 people in your circle or 2 people that you can call and text and tell them, I'm planning to start applying for my scholarships. I'm planning to start applying for admissions and to pursue my academics abroad. And I want to put you as a referee. Are you available to recommend me? Because sometimes you have institutions and opportunities that will not contact you. They will contact the referee directly. So don't just put anyone in your application without informing them. It's important, whoever you use as a referee, you inform them and tell them, I've applied for this specific opportunity and I am requesting, if you get an email for you to recommend me, kindly recommend me, so that they are aware that you are applying for opportunities, and anytime they can be contacted by the institution to recommend you. So it's important to have that. You need to zoom down in those countries and say, universities in these countries, let's say you want to go to Germany or Netherlands or UK, you want to specify and say, universities in UK that are offering masters in medicine, for instance. You Google that and it's going to list for you for masters for international students. Don't forget that. You need to specify for international students, and it's going to list for you all the institutions that are offering masters for international students. And now you need to click those universities and check the qualification. The qualification differ from one university to another. So you need to check, what are the requirements? Do you qualify? Have you done all the courses that they want you to have done? Is it within all your qualification? Because if you're not qualified, if they're asking for first class and you don't have first class, no need of you. Don't tire yourself trying to apply. If they're requiring for you to have second class upper division and you don't have that, don't apply for that, because you won't get it. They disqualify you from the beginning. If they want you to provide English test and you don't have English test, don't try. Just go for universities that are not requiring those proficiency certificates. Go to countries that are exempting your country, because there's some countries like Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, sometimes they are exempted. In some countries, like I know specifically in Netherlands, some institutions in Netherlands and universities, they have exempted Kenyans from having to submit their English test. So make sure you check and you qualify for all that before you initiate the process. If you find you qualify in all the requirements, and the eligibility list. You can go ahead and now start applying. Make sure you are applying in the university portal. Don't just apply anywhere. Don't use a third-party application. Make sure you check, is there any application fee? Some universities have application fee. You have to pay around €50, which is around, let's say, 5 to 6,000 Kenyan shillings. You need to check if you have to pay any application fee or if it's free for application. You ensure you follow the instruction, you track your application. So after you finish, you get all the documents together, you apply and you wait. Sometimes, most of the time, is usually like two weeks, maximum of 1 month of waiting period to get their response. Once you get your admission letter, now you can decide if you're going to apply for scholarship. I hope this video helps you to know where to start. And if you have any question and you need a one-on-one consultation, I'm currently offering consultation services. You can book a session with me and I can guide you step by step how to go about it. I'm going to attach a link on the description box on how you can book a session with me. I'm sorry I did not introduce myself. I'm Dr. Dambi. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow me on my TikTok and on my Instagram. Comment on this video and let me know how have you been and where you're joining me from. Bye.